Gotta make a decision. Do we listen to Shane's awesome podcast, girl? Looking for that oncoming car coming on at us. Headlights on, it's a coming on at us. At least we get to listen to Shane. We get to listen to Shane when we die. It's gonna kill us all. Hope we live, but it's gonna kill us all. Oncoming car, kill us all. At least we get to listen to Shane. Whoa. Little dark on that one, I think. I feel it was a little on the dark side of the moon. Welcome one and all back to another fine and fantastic episode of Jive Talkin with Shane Diablo. First thing I gotta say, do you remember when I was telling you that my neck was killing me? Well, welcome to the episode. There is no requests here. In the comments section, you put your comments about the previous episode, not requests. And we got that out of the way. Welcome, 141 to episode of Jive Talkin, Shane Diablo. Do you remember when I was telling you about how my back is killing me and I'm overworked and I'm underpaid and how I can hear grinding in my neck and it's always sore and everything else? Do you remember when I talked about getting that pillow? I got that pillow and it is amazing. It is the first purchase I have ever made in my life. That I said, that was worth the $20 because it was on TikTok. It's very cheap. All that shit's very cheap online. I love this pillow. It is right here by me. I've sat it next to me for this podcast. It is right here. Look, I'm not trying to sell the damn thing to you. I'm just saying, do you see? Have I been using it the wrong way? No. Yeah, it's got this little dip in the neck. And so your head sits right in there. It's already kind of fallen apart. It's got a little bit of these little things, but it'll sit right there for the podcast. But I mean, my neck is already feeling better, so I'm very happy about this. Now, I don't want to go on any more about it because the way my luck runs, I say good things about something and then it goes, well, fuck you, there you go. So we're done with that. Let's get into this episode. I welcome you one and all. I hope you're having a wonderful day, time, whatever the period of time is that you're listening to this. You're able to relax and enjoy. If you're reading along, thank you for helping me out. I was going to, I got a notification. Someone has left me a comment on Spotify. Might be Johnny B. I don't know who it is, but I was going to bring that up and I forgot to look that up to find out what the comment was because I haven't seen it. But the first one says, congratulations, Shane, you just got your first comment. And I was very happy about that. Drink and we go. Well, guys, I mean, this has got to be the big story. Death Angel are off the WASP tour. And the drummer, what's his name, Carol? He says, the word betrayal comes to mind. And my instant thought there was Blackie Lawless betrayed them. But then I thought maybe it had something to do with Osigueda, with Kerry King. Maybe he betrayed us. No, we can't be on that tour because we were betrayed by our singer who's now out with Kerry King's fucking band. By the way, Kerry King, a story we're not doing here on this episode, is where he says that people are the cockroaches of the earth. So that's fun. And you're happy that I'm not doing that one. We're going to get into this. Blackie Lawless, could it be that? I don't know. Earlier this week, it was announced that Death Angel would no longer be able to support WASP on the Blackie Lawless-fronted outfit's North American tour dubbed Album 1 Alive this fall. Replacing them on the bill will be Armored Saint, and they are great for a pinch. Armored Saint are always great to come in on a pinch. John Bush, he's doing Category 7 Hurricane, and Armored Saint. So he's getting some green beans in the pocket. Additional support on all dates will come from the fantastic goth metal band Unto Others. We've done them on the channel, and they're great. I'm a huge fan of Killing Joke, and they give me kind of a Killing Joke-ish kind of a vibe to them. some of that kind of more there's a song called Euphoria by Killing Joke that really reminds me of Unto Others, like they were fans of Killing Joke. When it was first announced that Death Angel was pulling out of the WASP tour, the only reason given for the cancellation was unforeseen circumstances, with no further information offered. However, earlier today, Wednesday, August 14th, Death Angel drummer Will Carroll shed some light on the circumstance that led to Death Angel pulling out of the tour, writing on his personal Facebook page in a since deleted post. Okay, it's about Mark Ossigueta. Well, this has been a week of shitty news, and it's only Wednesday. Why are you going to delete that? Oh, he's going on. Now, but let me tell you something. Now that the tour's been canceled, I have a bunch of time freed up for the remainder of the year. Instead of falling deeper into depression, which really doesn't suit me, by the way. It doesn't suit anyone. Depression doesn't suit anybody. I plan on staying busy with drumming. Is what I like to do. Stay busy with is drumming, because I'm the drummer for Death Angel. Death Angel guitarist Rob Cavastani, I can never say that right, and I are continuing work on the new music. Nobody can put the kibosh on that. But in addition to that, I'd like to put the word out that I'm interested in working on other projects. I love recording, and I'm pretty efficient at it. I'm very efficient at it. Gigs and touring are possibilities as well. So if you're interested in working together, hit me up, bros, on the DM. Or if you have my number, then give me a ringle-dingle. Will then added, please don't ask me why we're not on the WASP tour in the comments below. I think it's pretty fucking obvious. Yeah, Blackie Lawless, right? No, it's Mark Ossigueta. He's off with his other fucking band. And he says, Kerry, wait a minute, Kerry. Pardon me, Kerry. If you've got a moment, I think there's an extra 0 on my check that you just gave me. Kerry says, you goddamn right, pal. I like to pay my performers at a good price. After forming Exodus, guitarist Rick Hunolt chimed in below. Former Exodus guitar player Rick Hunolt. I always got their names mixed up. It's Gary Holt, Rick Hunolt. Chimed in below Will's post. This fucking sucks, dude. I'm so sorry, Will. It really does. The world what? It really does. The world betrayal. The word betrayal comes to mind. Oh, wait, Will chimed in. The drummer replied, writing, guys, I'm going to do better at this, okay? I promise. One day. Will, well, he replied in, because he said, don't fucking get on my fucking Facebook and keep and write all a bunch. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Rick Hunolt hits him up. He gets right back. And that's a relationship right there, right? They probably have numbers. They can get a band going. So Will chimes in. He says, it really does. The word betrayal comes to mind, quite frankly. We knew there would be problems at some point, but not so immediately. Will then clarified, I noticed people are slagging WASP here. Hey! As much as I'd like to, I made a promise. I would not go into details about why or we are no longer doing the WASP tour on social media. But to be clear, it has absolutely nothing to do with WASP. So, okay. Do you see the investigation skills that I'm using here? I mean, I'm trying to deduct what was going on, and we needed that piece of information to file the case closed. And we've got it now. One fan, oh boy. One fan then commended Will for speaking out on the cancellation, saying, it's nice that you personally reached out to your fans. I'm sure the other two members are feeling the same way you do. correcting the fan, Will wrote, other 3 members, apparently referring to Cavastani guitarist Ted Aguilar and bassist Damian Sisson. The whole damn band isn't happy with Mark. Although Carroll did not explicitly state so, most of his Facebook friends and followers seem to be speculating that Death Angel's decision to pull out of the WASP tour is at least somewhat related to the touring activities of Slayer guitarist Kerry the Kerryman King and his solo band, which includes Death Angel singer Mark Osigueda. Not long after Death Angel's tour dates with WASP were announced, King's social media revealed that Kerry's band would play 2 shows in Mexico in early November. One concert in Mexico City as the support act for Amon Amarth. Very good band, saw them live with Ghost. And he fought a goddamn sea monster on stage. It was wonderful. He had a big old horn. Raise your horn, let's drink. Had everyone out in the audience rowing. Row! Row! I mean, it was wonderful. That would be a good gig to do. And another gig was the Oh My Heavens to Betsy, was the supporting act for Slipknot in Guadalajara on November 8th, in direct conflict with the WASP tour, which was scheduled to launch in late October and conclude in mid-December. Man, that's a tour. This past May, Osigueda was asked during an appearance on the Let There Be Talk podcast with rock and roll comedian Dean Del Rey. And Dean Del Rey is the podcast. You can go listen to the John 5 episode where he talks about shitting candy. He had some Reese's Buttercups, peanut butter cups in his pocket, and he went over to Rob Halford's house and sat down on his white couch, and it shit out of his pocket on the couch. He was scared when Rob asked him, would you like a spot of tea, John 5? You mind if I call you John and not 5? And when he said, yes, I'd like that. Please go get me some tea. He flipped the cushion over. And then he finally admitted to it. And Rob Halford said, oh, I just thought me cat shit on the couch. Which would make you go, is that what you do, Rob? Is you just flip the cushions over when the animals shit on the... No, you get that deep cleaned. Anyways, how he broke the news in Death Angel. Dean Del Rey asked, how did you break that to the bandmates? That you were joining King's solo group. And the singer said, oh man, with this one, it's tough. I really had to respect the NDA, non-disclosure agreement I signed with Kerry the Kerryman King his team. I really did. And it was eating me. It was eating me alive. Because Death Angel has been touring consistently. We've toured consistently when the world shut down due to the coronavirus, and your drummer, Will Carroll, damn near died. So that's a good idea for you there, Mark. You're all about the Benjamins, aren't you? When the world reopened, we went right back out on the road. And this was all happening. I was starting to do these demos. What is a demo? A demo? During the pandemic. And then after that, I was regularly seeing Kerry. Really? You were seeing him on the reg? Privately? To do more demos for his debut solo album. When the world opened, and Kerry's record was done for a year before it came out, and I'd be on tour with Death Angel. And there were some nights where me and Rob were in the lounge, just me and him drinking. We talked about this before, listening, loving, touching to music, and just laughing and talking like we do. We like to have long talks. Sometimes we get into some deep stuff about the time I killed a man. And it just took everything in me. It took everything in me not to tell him what was going on. It's so hard. Because you're cheating. That's just as bad as making love to somebody else. You're hiding this is a big thing. This affects lives and careers. Now Will Carroll has to he's got free time. It was just so hard not to say, look, bro, okay? I want to see NDA here. This is one of those things that just like it or not, some people will think I'm an ass about it. But I just kind of really promised. I promised Kerry. And I signed the NDA. All right, we're done with that. Let's get on John 5. Remember, we just mentioned John 5, and he shit on Rob Halford's couch. He has announced, not even Nikki Sixx, the leader of Motley Crue, but he has announced they have a new song coming out, and he's very excited about it. It says right there, I'm really excited. Coming very soon. During an appearance on August 14th episode of Sirius XM's Trunk Nation with Eddie, get it out and put it in the junk in the trunk. Motley Crue guitarist Jonathan John Man 5, who joined the band in late 2022 as a replacement for the founding guitarist Mick Mars, was asked if he has changed his approach at all since he first started playing with Crue. Yeah, like, have you turned the recorder off? Particularly as it relates to his equipment and the way he plays. He bands classic songs. What that? That's not me, guys. You're reading this. You watching? Turn it on right now and look. If you're just listening, turn it on and look. You guys sometimes think that I'm shitting the bed here with reading. Particularly as it relates to his equipment and the way he bands classic songs. He responded as transcribed, actually, that is a great question. And yes, I have changed my amplification. I'm now using EVH. That's the Eddie Van Halen amps. Is that what it is? Because I really am in tune with me and our sound man. We talk and we try it out a bunch of heads and things like that. And I just never want to stop trying to improve. And that's how I've always been since I was a kid. I've always said, Mommy, I'm improving on things in here. Depending on what age he was really improving on some things. So, yeah, I'm using EVH amps now and just trying to evolve as much as possible and just reach for that perfection beyond perfection for me. Perfection beyond perfection for me. I love it. I'm having a ding-dang blast. Oh, I love his enthusiasm. He's a sweetheart. I met Rob I've told this story before in one form or a fashion, but I knew Ozzy Osbourne bass player, Rob Zombie bass player. He's been around. Rob Blasco. Of course, if you really want to go back, he's in a little band called Cryptic Slaughter. Anywho, he was in another band, and we were kind of chatty online, and he's like, hey, man, we're coming, and get you some tickets, get you a backstage pass things and stuff. It's great. I did not meet Robert Zombie. He's too busy. But I did talk to Blasco and John Five. He just come bursting right up. Just like just a sweetheart of a guy. He is a sweetheart of a guy. And just like, hey guys. Hi. I mean, he's wearing a fuzzy jacket and all this, and he's just a great guy. Asked if he has made any suggestions to the other members of Crue with regards to the set list. John Five said, oh my God, yeah. I do that all the time, and it's cool. We're doing On With The Show now. And I love On With The Show. What's On With The Show? It's so cool, but yeah, I'm saying things all the time like 10 Seconds to Love. Oh, is that a song, On With The Show? And I'm always saying things like 10 Seconds to Love or Bastard. Nikki Sixx says, I want $100 fucking a day cut off that check. That guy over there just called me bastard. Or anything like that, man. It's so important to me. I love those songs. I love all those songs. All the records. John 5 also talked about Crue's releasing more new music, having previously put out the song Dogs of War in April. He said, yeah, actually, that's going to be coming very soon. Shh. Actually coming very, very, very soon. There's going to be some announcements coming up very, very soon. And I can't really spill the beans now, but it's coming. Baby, it's coming. Asked if the next piece of music to come from Crue will be another original song. John 5 says, yes, yeah, and it's so cool. It reminds me of, it's just like a little old Aerosmith. I don't know. Gosh, they're really working the angles, aren't they? It's just that Motley Crue cool riff. And Nikki Sixx, the Motley Crue bass player and the main songwriter, you know him, is just amazing with the melody and all that stuff. He's just incredible with those lyrics and melodies, so I'm really excited for the songs to come out. I think people are going to super, super dig it. Yeah, all right, well, there we go with that. Guys, look at the way we're just busting through this today. I'm very happy with myself. What do we got? 3 bars. Maxi Cavalera. We got Richie Kotzen coming up. We got another story coming up. And we're going to check in with a little video of the Sex Pistols. Because I needed to read a little bit of the article. I don't know if I know it's the guitar player, but is it the real band back together? But they got a different guy singing because that Johnny Lloyd. No, I don't think so. I don't bleeding bloody think so. He's a pudgy little bugger now, isn't he? He's not that thin little lanky little turd like he was back in the day. He's a big lump. I shouldn't say that, but there's Max Cavalera. Look at that. He's got those gentle eyes, he says. Yes, I've killed a man, but not because I want to. Max Cavalera to revive Nail Bomb. Remember the band Nail Bomb? I think we've done a little bit of them on the channel. For a one-off Dynasty show in Arizona. Soulfly will headline the Max Cavalera Dynasty show on November 9th at the Marquee Theater in Tempe, Arizona. Also scheduled to appear is Max's long-running project Nail Bomb. With 3 guitarists, Max's son, Igor Amadeus Cavalera, and Travis Stone. The 3 have just come off the Cavalera Third World Trilogy Tour in Europe. Travis is also the guitarist of Pig Destroyer. Okay. Johnny Chow, formerly of Stone Sour, Fireball Ministry, and Cavalera Conspiracies, will handle the bass duties for the Nail Bomb portion. Alex Cha of Pig Destroyer will be on sampler, and Adam Jarvis of Misery Index and Pig Destroyer will bash the drums. Bash and bang on the drums. Max and Igor Amadeus Cavalera. Do we have to say the whole name? Or we do because of the brother. You've got to say the son's full name. Or you could say, Amadeus. Go get me another salty pop the fridge. Amadeus. Amadeus. Igor Amadeus Cavalera will also be seen. You will be seeing him playing with their other bands, Go Ahead and Die, which is good. I like that too, and Soulfly, as well as Healing Magic. Richie Cavalera will bring the raw power of thrash to the stage with his band Insight. Have we done them? The phenomenal bass player Jackie Cruz of Go Ahead and Die, who captivated everyone in America earlier this year on the Go Ahead and Die debut tour. Well, now we got to look into him. Why was he so captivating? Will appear with her band, Jade Helm. Her? And that's her band, Jade Helm. Max says, I'm looking forward to playing with Soulfly on the Lamb of God Headbangers boat, going to the Dominican Republic and back. We will be crossing the southernmost mosh pits of America to reach the cruise. The tour will wrap with the Dynasty show. Super excited to present the Max Cavalera Dynasty Show in my hometown. It's not your hometown. Tempe, Arizona is not. But it's probably where he's lived for a long time. This is a family steeped in a legacy of metal. Making this night unforgettable will be the special rare appearance of Nail Bomb. Maybe in the future, if I decide to, I'll even be able to bring this package to the tribe and other parts of the world. The sonic love child of Max and Fudge Tunnel? Really? There's a name I haven't heard in a billion years. Fudge Tunnel's Alex Newport. This 1990, I vaguely remember that now. Nail Bomb was 1994 one-off album with their Nail Bomb Union showcased dense industrial heaviness, seething with all-out punk aggression in 13 tracks that revered duo crediting Sepultura alumni Andreas Kisser and Igor Cavalera, as well as Fear Factory's Dino Cazares, as players on the final product, managed to make an angry masterpiece that meets in the middle. And it takes some time, but in the middle of some right, everything will be alright. In the middle of what? Sepultura and Fudge Tunnel. See, you're not even supposed to sing a song by Jimmy Eats World in the middle of talking about fucking Nail Bomb. Dude. I was listening to Shane's podcast. You know what that fucking dumb guy did? He's sitting there talking about Sepultura and Max Cavalera and fucking Nail Bomb, right? Let me get to the good part. He starts singing Jimmy Eats World. The Jimmy Meets World. Get the fuck out of here. He fucking did that. I ain't ever listening again. I ain't ever turning that on again. Well, you know what? If you turn it off, there might be 5 Jimmy Eats World fans that turn it right on. So, there you go. So, touche. I'm sorry, guys. Anyways, Fudge Tunnel. We're doing at the time, but as for the visual representation of Point Blank, the wartime photo of the Viet Cong woman with a gun to her head proves just the album cover, as striking, devastatingly heavy music within its sleeves. You say, by God, what is in that sleeve? Because I am just... Let's see, there it is. No, that's the poster. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, I'm getting pretty good at looking at logos and saying, yeah, I've edited that one. And we've done that one, and that one. I'm pretty sure Insight we've done. Special guest, Shadow something or other, Ocean Harvest. That's fun. That's a nice name. Ocean Harvest. Let's get into this very quickly. Ozzy Osbourne, he's very excited because he's going to be inducted into the Rock Hall of Fame. I thought he was already in there. But I just very quickly, we got to get on to Richie Kotzen. He's going to tell you what's wrong with the kids today and the music today. And then we're going to get into the Sex Pistols. Of course, your comments. Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness, is really looking forward to attending the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame introduction ceremony in October. What a great time, because he's the Prince of Darkness and he eats the heads of bats and rats and cats. And so October is a perfect time for that. Following Ozzy Osbourne's 2 Grammy Awards in 2023 for Best Rock Album. Oh, his first ever win in the category, and Best Metal Performance, for his hugely successful and critically acclaimed Patient Number 9 album. That's on Epic Records. And a recent #1 charting active rock song, Crack Cocaine, a collaboration with Billy Morrison and Steve Stevens. He is now setting his sights on the 2024 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. Osbourne has earned a solo induction for his nearly 6-decade career in music. Black Sabbath was inducted in 2006. This honor makes Ozzy one of a handful of artists with multiple inductions into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Ozzy says, it's still hard to believe I'm about to be a 2-time inductee into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm really looking forward to attending the induction ceremony in Cleveland this October.
October. More importantly, I am so blessed, by the devil, by the way, to have had such an incredible career with amazing fans who have stuck by me through thick and thin. And thin over the years. Thick and thin over years.
The 2024 Rock and Roll Hall. Who's going to be in it, guys? Are they going to mention some names here? The 2024 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction will be seen live on Saturday, October 19th at the Rocket Mortgage Field House in Cleveland, Ohio. Oh, yeah. Take out mortgage. That's all you got to do. Click that out and put Rocket Field House. The 2024 ceremony will once again stream live on Disney+. Do you have that? All you Star Wars fiends probably have that because you like to watch all them Star Wars movies all the time. Then you get out there with your lightsabers. I'm crowning you and you're welcome to the... Now, to be fair, the son of my mother was in... the mother of my son was in one of those troops, and she created a beautiful sand person costume or whatever. Beautiful. I mean, it looked, you could have put it in the damn movie. If they would have saw the costume that they made, if I took that costume to George Lucas when he was making the original Star Wars movie, he would have thrown the rest of that shit in the dirt over there in the dirt. What is it? Sand. Get these fuckers. Shane, I need 6 more of these. But she was part of that troop, and then you go to all the Star Wars functions about town. You know, she was part of some message group or something. But so she's got Disney Plus for sure, with a special airing on ABC at a later date, available on Hulu the next day. Speaking to Billboard, the 75 years young man, Ozzy Osbourne, said, "Getting a second induction feels big. It feels more than I feel more. I'm more than honored." He went on to reflect on his solo career, saying, "With every new music video, there's always a certain amount of surprises to come when you see that the fans embrace it. Because no one wants to make a record and have it flop. I feel like I was invited to a party in 1980 and it hasn't bleeding bloody stopped. Not bad for a guy who was fired from his last band." Oh, that's nice. There you go, Ozzy. Ozzy's wife and manager, Sharon Osbourne, well, I'm sure she's got to chime in it, discussed his absence from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a solo artist during an appearance earlier on the Adam Carolla show. Is that the Love Lines guy? Asked by host Adam Carolla how the nomination process works and whether she has to lobby to get Ozzy in as a solo artist. Well, Sharon said, "Oh, Adam, it's a pleasure to be here today. Oh, we love Ozzy, don't we, Adam? There are people on the board, and the people on the board have to go into a room, and it has to be one of on their list. Don't you know, Adam? What's your favorite Ozzy songs, Adam Carolla?" It's Bark at the Moon, I think. There are people on a board, and the people on the board have to go in a room, and it has to be on a list, and it has to be on more than, I think, half of the votes. More than half, and that's quite easy to do when you pay off a few people. You take them out to lunch and say, "Here's a 50 spot. If maybe you put Ozzy's name on there." Sharon went on to say, I did not to beg anyone for anything." Well, I apologize because I said that. I feel like I'm getting like a multiverse situation here where I just said that about her, and now she's saying, "Oh, we'll never beg. Oh, we'll never ask for favors. I've never asked anybody for a favor. So, my thing is, fuck you if you don't realize that somebody really deserves to be here. And don't you recognize that, then see ya." When Adam pressed Sharon about whether she's done Any lobbying? I don't know what he does, He used to be the guy that was trying to be funny with Dr. Oz or whoever the fuck it was on there. Right? People call in and go, I got these warts all over my balls and I don't know what to do. And then he would make a ball joke and say, put the lime in the coconut. And then the doctor guy would go, you need to go in and see a doctor about that. And hang up the phone. When Adam pressed Sharon about any lobbying to get Ozzy into the Rock Hall, she said, we went to a dinner. Grease in the pockets with 50s. We went to a dinner last year for the people who had been inducted in the last year. They invited us to the dinner and we went. And people were saying to Ozzy, oh, you've been inducted in. And we're like, no, actually, we were just invited for the food. So we're here. That's as near as we've got. But no. Sharon added, they know that Ozzy deserves to be there. They know he's been a solo artist. You've got to be doing it for 25 years. He's been doing it for 43 as a solo artist. He's sold nearly 100 million albums. And I've got the bags and goodies to prove it. So where is he? Induct him. My God. It's hard to get my voice that high, but I pull it off quite nicely. Artists are eligible to be inducted after 25 years have passed since the first recording was released. I need a sip of my drink. Richie Kotzen here. I'm not happy with this look that he's got going on. This is a guy that's just complained at the restaurant about his salad. I didn't want Caesar on it. Take that back to the kitchen, and you're not getting a tip, by the way. That's the face there. But we know he's a great soulman. He's got a great soul and he just looks better with the shaggy look, right? Richie Kotzen reveals components that is missing with new generation of great musicians. So this is a learning experience for us. Then we're going to get into the Sex Pistols, watch a little bit of that. Much as we can handle. And then we've got your comments. I feel like we're whizzing along on this. In a new interview with Classic Album Review, very, very good, guitarist, singer, songwriter, and multi-instrumentalist Richie Kotzen was asked for his opinion on the health of the current rock and roll scene. He responded, as transcribed by Blabbermouth, well, I don't really know. I don't really follow things the way that way, or concern myself too much with the status of rock. I mean, I always hear the conversation. I don't pay attention, but if they're talking, I'm listening. And it's just something I never engage in. I'm not really sure why. It's interesting how when cover bands go and play and they pick songs to play, they're always going back to those like early Aerosmith songs, early AC/DC, early Led Zeppelin. It's hard to beat that, no matter what, no matter who you are, especially for bands. I mean, there's been great bands that have made amazing music. The other day, my wife was finishing up a song, and we were listening to the mix, and I said, hey, listen to this Oasis song for perspective on the lead vocal. And is his wife singing a song? She's in the studio singing a song. The other day, my wife was finishing up a song, and we were listening to the mix. Hey, listen to Oasis for the perspective on the lead vocal. His wife is a singer too, as well. And I just remembered that album being one of the greatest albums, rock albums for me. But the point is that you keep going back. Every now and then you have a rock and roll album that comes out that's so badass, like the first Guns N' Roses album or that Oasis album. Everybody has their favorites. You can have Guns N' Roses as your favorites, or you can have Oasis. It's your choice. But there's something to be said for the fact that people keep going back to those other bands that I mentioned. One of the things I will say that's very interesting to me is technology has created a situation where people are making music that would never, ever, ever be able to make music. People are making music that would never, ever, ever be able to make music. And the music is being made by non-musicians. And when I say non-musicians, it's not meant to be an insult. It's like the criteria of what would define a musician from when you and I came up. Hey, this guy interviewing you might not be from the same era as you. That's ageist, man. You're trying to say that this guy's about your age or whatever. But you and I came up learning and playing is very different. If that was a constant, you have a lot less going on. So technology has made a thing where people that are not necessarily musicians, by our definition, are able to make music now. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It means there's more, and there's more variety, and there's more perspective. So to find what I might like out there in music, there might be less of it because the skill set is very different. And he's got another thing here. And another thing I have to say too. It's very strange with the musicians. Eddie Van Halen, great guitar player. Great guitar player. However, you want to define him, but also in the context of making great music that people that aren't guitar players want to listen to. Okay. That's the biggest component. Unfortunately, that's the component that's missing. We figured it out. There's the component. There's the component that's missing with the new generation of quote unquote great musicians. And by the way, this guy's got howevers and furthermores and by the ways. And by the way, great musicians, in my mind, should make great music. Today, the great musician plays impossible stuff really well. The great musician plays impossible stuff really well. So, when he's got these big old run-on paragraphs, my eyes start to go, what? So that now makes them great at doing that. But what, to me, is missing is that you don't have the other component. We need the goddamn components. Steve Lukather, amazing guitar player. Don't get me wrong. Amazing guitar player, but also making great music that stands the test of time that people still want to listen to. And so it feels like somehow the ability in the guitar world, they're growing, going up, and deeper knowledge of. And so it feels like somehow the abilities in the guitar world, they're growing up, going up, and deeper knowledge of scales and harmony and facility and execution, but complete abandonment on making music. Okay, I see what he's saying. You know, he's basically saying that you got these 12-year-olds that are shredding it up and everything else, but it's like, that's great, you're as proficient as you are. Now, write a beautiful song that's going to last the tales of time. So it's quite strange. Well, it's very bizarre, quite frankly, and I don't really care. It doesn't affect me, because all the great records that I like listening to have been made. And occasionally I hear something new that I'm like, oh, wow, that's a really cool song, or whatever. But it's just an interesting observation to look at how the musicians have abandoned the idea of creativity in making music and just solely focus on the ability to move on the instrument. I don't think that's the case. How about some of that beautiful whatever the hell that kind of music is that like Polyphena plays. Whatever. It's all, you know, it sounds beautiful. It stimulates your ears, and he's being very all over the place with it. What do they call it? Polyphia? Kodson will release his new studio album titled Nomad on September 27th via BMG. All right, let's get into a little bit of this. The Sex Pistols. I am an antichrist. Frank Carter. Who's Frank Carter? I feel like we're gonna read some of this article and they're gonna tell us. Then we got your comments. I'm gonna drink this off. Crack another one, baby. That's how I do it. Crack them down. I'll tell you this. I couldn't get to sleep after I heard it. Did you just hear that? That pop. I'm laying in bed last night, and for anyone that's wondering, I sleep in my boxers. Laying in bed, and I'm just about to doze off. You know that kind of phasey kind of, you know, like, oh yeah, I'm just about to go off to the dream zone or whatever. And I heard that sound from the other room. And I'm thinking to myself, who the fuck is cracking a soda pop at 9 o'clock at night? Does that ever sound good to anyone? I mean, I apologize if you guys are like, dude, that's the drink that I don't have a hot glass of cocoa or tea before I go to bed. I have a fucking freezing cold Coca-Cola. But I mean, it's just like after you brush your teeth and you do all that, and I'm just laying there. And I went from that slumberous backing, you know, off into Never Never Land, just right back to, I mean, why are you cracking a fucking Coke? Maybe it wasn't 9 o'clock, maybe more like 10 o'clock or something, because you guys will think I'm a wussy if I told you I go to bed at 9:30, but I get up early, 5 a.m. I heard that sound down the hall. I'm like, drinking a fucking soda pop? 10 p.m. Time for soda. The Sex Pistols perform first concert with Frank Carter. They're doing a comeback tour. Frank Carter and the Sex Pistols. Paul Cook, Glenn Matlock, Steve Jones. Yes, I remember Steve Jones. United to save historic music venue Bush Hall in West London with 3 shows on Tuesday, August 13th, Wednesday, August 14th, and Thursday, August 15th. The Sex Pistols, one of the most influential rock bands of all time, are being joined by the electric frontman Frank Carter. What the hell is that? Electric frontman. Oh, just like he's electric? He's a delight on the eyes? Frank Carter at the Bush Hall to perform the Sex Pistols' iconic 1977 album, Nevermind the Bollocks. Here's the Sex Pistols in full. Fundraised for the unmissable gigs will go directly toward preserving the revered independent London venue. Fan film video of this concert, August 13th, can be seen below. The set list consists of such classics as "Yeah, so pretty, you're fake and Bodies and God Save the Queen, She Ain't a Human Being, and Anarchy in the UK, plus a cover of the Stooges' No Fun. God Save the Queen included a guest appearance by British musician Youngblood, whose real name is Dom Harrison. Oh yeah, he's the little guy. The little goth rock guy. And he says, "How you doing, everybody? I'm Youngblood and I'm starting me tour. I'm creating a tour." That's the only thing I've seen him. The kids love him though. They go crazy with that Youngblood. And I think Sharon Osbourne and Ozzy really like him a lot too. I'm having the time of me life. Carter told the 400 fans in attendance. The Sex Pistols and Carter have announced they will also play another concert in London at the O2 Forum, Kentish Town, on Thursday, September 26th. Speaking on the Bush Hall shows and the new show announcement, Jones said, All right, the response to the Bush Hall shows have been overwhelming, man. And it's a privilege to help out a local venue like that. And it became obvious that there are many more fans who want to see us play. Playing with Frank has been such a pleasure that we wanted to extend the fun. So Kentish Town, here we bleeding bloody come. Supporting Bush Hall, a cornerstone of the music scene, is a cause close to the hearts of both Frank Carter and the Sex Pistols. Both Paul Cook and Steve Jones grew up around the venue, attending as punters themselves, while Frank Carter performed at Bush Hall back in 2012 for his debut live show with his former group, Pure Love. Okay, that's where he's from. Lifelong Sex Pistol fan Frank Carter first met Steve Jones. Yeah, I remember meeting Frank Carter. Of course I do. In 2008, during an interview on Steve's radio show, and later met the rest of the band through mutual friends. They soon bonded over their shared love, their shared love of live music, and decided to perform together to preserve the iconic London venue. I am an Antichrist. God Save the Queen. Oh yeah, he's kind of fits the bill, doesn't he, this fella right here? What do we got? No fun? Let's do Pretty Vacant. I thought I did a pretty solid version of that. Here we go, let's check it.
Fuck you feeling?
Oh yeah, he's good for it.
We're very, very lucky to be here tonight.
I say that again.
Hands together. These 3 nights managed to save this beautiful fucking venue. That's all because of
These 3 mates.
And it's all because of these 3 amazing gentlemen up here. Put your fucking hands together.
Put your fucking hands up in the air.
This one's for you lot. You'll fucking know this.
But we ain't gonna be pretty vacant no more. I wonder if Johnny's going to have things to say about this. He never doesn't have things to say. God damn. This dude sounded great. To lunch. Potatoes. This guy's got the fever. What's he doing to him? What the fuck? Get that fucking. What is that guy trying to do to him? Get that off. Everywhere you fucking look. This guy's got it. He's. Man, that guy's got the fever. He's got the fire. I say hell yeah to that. We might have to plug in and check out some more of that. I think he had the energy. It is that time, my friends. We are down to 1 bar and we're getting into your comments. That's right. We're getting into your comments now to stay on the safe side of things. If you got a request, you want to see it, if you want to be on here, Jesus. Listen to the 140, then get over here, listen to this one, and then the next episode you put your comments. We got Mike Buchanan coming up. Well, another week of another movie that are bad, but we love them anyways. The Dungeon Master. This has spoiler alerts in there. I think this has got old Blackie and the boys in it. The Dungeon Master, 1984. If you have any memory of the movie at all, it's probably because of the WASP connection. We, Dungeons and Dragons crazed players, just ran to see this greatly promoted flick in the mid-'80s. It was a cheap carnival ride of a movie with a geeky scientist and his high-tech digital watch, yes, having to become a hero to rescue his sexy new girlfriend from a demonic wizard who calls himself the Dungeon Master. The hero dude must complete several tasks laid out by the Dungeon Master to win his girl back. That's a lot like freaking Magic Sword. Each task, it's the hero's journey. Do you guys know who Joseph Campbell is? It's the hero's journey. It's every story ever told. Star Wars, whatever. The Magic Sword, it's the hero's journey. Each task takes him to different places and times. And we're done by different directors. So kind of an anthology. One challenge had the hero take out a stone giant, the great stop-motion animation which lasted only a few minutes, to which time is spent with the challenge involving the hero stopping serial killer in present-day city setting. I remember that. I skipped something? There's a post-apocalyptic Road Warrior homage. There was a good challenge in a wax museum of horrors and all of the figures coming alive. The dialogue between the hero and the Dungeon Master is hilarious and badly written. It was a cheesy movie on figures on. It was a cheesy movie on a shoestring budget, but oh so good. Grab your favorite beverage, sit in your favorite chair, pop some popcorn, and press play. There you have that. Yes, Dungeon Master. You got to go watch it. I'm not going to spoil the WASP scene, but I think they're playing the song Tormentor. I understand, this is Mike Buchanan, he says, I understand what Zach is talking about, but with that being said, what makes a band? Is it the name or the people in the band? Because if it's the people in the band, then any band that has new members over the years no longer is that band, according to Zach. Something to think about. It's a brain twister. Mike Buchanan says, I actually enjoyed watching The Dirt, but think that some things were over-exaggerated. I wouldn't put it past Ozzy for having done that, though. He's talking about snorting ants and drinking Nicky's pee-pee. Pretty sure just about everything went up Ozzy's nose back in the day. Mike Buchanan on Joey Tempest, rock lead singer Europe, rock the night away. Joey Tempest is the singer for the band Europe. There was a John Tempesta who played drums for Exodus. That's what I'm thinking. For a short while back in the 90s. It was on that Impact is Imminent. Not sure about an Opeth Europe tour. That would be weird. Yeah. Well, I think he said it when Michael Ackerfeld said they would have to play last. They can't go on before the final countdown. Mike Buchanan says, dude, no matter what you look like, I'm still following you, and if I have to, I will move over to non-visual stuff. Just kidding. He's talking about I'm falling apart. And I'm losing my hair and all sorts of stuff. So, Mike Buchanan says, I, for one, am happy that Dave got removed from Metallica. We never would have had Megadeth. That's true. One does wonder what Metallica would be like today if Dave had stayed in the band. Kirk would probably still be in Exodus, yeah. And Kirk strikes me as I ain't going nowhere, dude. Other than, you want to be in a better, a band with more opportunities than Exodus? Yeah, I do that. But I think, I think he's a long hauler. King of Prussia is a town Mike Buchanan says that's about 45 minutes west of Philadelphia. They have had a great mall. Since I haven't been to the mall in decades, I really couldn't say what it's like nowadays. And thus ends today's geography lesson of the day. Pennsylvania. Mike Buchanan on Mr. Belladonna can sing just about anything, and I will listen with full attention. I thought you were... For a minute there, I thought there was going to be a different word there for attention. You will listen to anything Joey Belladonna's fully, Mike Buchanan says, where was I when the space shuttle exploded? I was finished with my history exam, 10th grade. So I was in the library watching the live feed with a bunch of other kids and teachers. I remember the place being very excited and then dead silence. We were all shocked. I even remember where I was when the Columbia exploded. My daughter's first birthday party. The Columbia exploded? Oh my God. If you ever watched that documentary about Big Bird, it's a wonderful Carol Cooper, whatever his name is, that did Big Bird for 50 years or something. Big Bird was supposed to, this is as the story goes, Big Bird was supposed to be on that. They were going to take Big Bird up into outer space on the shuttle. And then it was like, that's not going to work out. We're not sending Carol without the god. This is the guy that does Big Bird, everyone. Ruin everyone's childhood. So they said, we can't fit the damn bird in there. We'll take a teacher instead. That's what was in the documentary. So you guys, get to the bottom of that. And now it's time for the Jive Talkin' Jokes of the Week. An Englishman, a Frenchman, and a Spaniard, and a German are all standing watching a street performer do some excellent juggling. The juggler noticed that the four gentlemen have a poor view, so he stands up on a large wooden box and calls out, "Can you see me now?" "Yes, oui, si, ja, da. Yes, we see ta, ya," say all the four gentlemen. Oh my God, I butchered that. I'm sorry about that, Mike. Alligators can live up to 100 years. Goddamn gator, they're never going to live that long if I get. I get me a gator, they never live 100 years. I get them. Alligators can live up to 100 years, which is where there is an increased chance they will see you later. I found a really good IKEA joke the other day, but it needs a bit of setup. I've heard so much about the eye of the tiger, but how come no one ever talks about the other four letters? It's beautiful. And finally, my daughter was doing history homework and asked me what I knew about Galileo. I said, he was a poor boy from a poor family. He was a poor boy from a poor family, spare him his life from this monstrosity. If you ever hear that again in your life, would you care? I love that tune, but it's like it's time to put that one away. Miss Althea coming in here. She's got her stuff. We're still looking good on that battery. I think we only got 3 of you this week. Johnny B., the new fella around town, he's got some stuff. Miss Althea says, the dumbstruck fool says she's talking Zach Wilde. If only Kiss had subscribed to the same philosophy, if not the same courtesy, if not the same reality during the end of the road tour. If only they had the courage and honesty to state the then current touring incarnation was not Kiss. And that Kiss was Gene, Paul, Peter, and Ace. That statement sure would have been a way to cap off the final show at Madison Square Garden and to take one literal last bow with the original bandmates. 100% agree. Miss Althea on Tommy Lee and Ozzy's antics. I guess some things will just never go away. I thought it was established 30 plus years ago that ants and piss stories were not a work of fiction. However, I think the reaction to it has all changed. Back then, it was like, ooh, whoa, dude, no way. Nowadays, it's more, yeah, okay. I think Tommy needs to join his bro Nicky in the stop talking room. I will say that The Dirt is worth a watch, even though it could possibly qualify as a bad movie we love anyways. I thought the actor as Vince and Mick were awful. However, I did find Machine Gun Kelly as Tommy Lee. Oh, he is that? And Douglas Booth as Nicky convincing. Miss Althea on the Dave Man Mustaine. The best quote from him out of the whole piece was, "What did I do to you?" Yes. Are you that fucking jealous? I have asked the same question about plenty of people who decide to exit my life for reasons unknown. I wasted way too much time wondering whatever it was I did. Yeah, get that out. That's gone. That means nothing. That's irrelevant. If people don't want to stay in they don't want to be in your void, let them go. No hard feelings. Let it out. Piss it out. Get it out. You know, get that room empty in your mind. Everyone's got somebody they're like, why don't they just, what did I do to you? You know, don't matter. I guess I should be thanking him for validating that it is not wrong to stop wondering and move on. Miss Althea on Peter Criss. Hell yes, the OG, one and only Catman. And don't let anyone forget it. Oh, we got a King of Prussia here. She's going to agree with Mike probably. King of Prussia, Valley Forge, PA, is about 90 minutes north of me and Den. Maybe a little day trip is in order. Oh, yes. Go see Peter. He has met Peter a couple of times over the years, but I never have. However, I have met his infamous ex-wife, Lydia, 2 or 3 times, and she was delightful. Oh, and guess what? I have a tie-in with Hide here. Okay. While he always cited Ace as his main influence for guitar player, he had a fascination with Peter as well. He was very adept at drawing, and when he was in grade school, he did an amazing portrait-style sketch of Love Gun-era Peter. He even replicated his autograph. Oh, wow. There is a copy of it in the Hide Perfect Treasures archive book. He also adored the song Hard Luck Woman. And it was one of the first songs he learned to play by ear on acoustic guitar. There you go. This is Hide from ex-Japan, by the way. There is footage of him and Toshi performing it in 1991, and it's freaking adorable. And in assorted footage of Hide working in Los Angeles in 1998, just a couple of months prior to his passing, he is seen wearing a Peter Criss solo album t-shirt. Maybe even the only one that he ever sold. Peter Criss solo album t-shirt, which was actually a product of the FUCT Fucked clothing company. Oh, that he would shamelessly plug. So there's all that. Miss Althea on Joey Belladonna. No disrespect to RJD, but I am not a fan of Rainbow in the Dark. However, is there any style of the 70s, 80s rock Joey can't sing at this point? He's a gift to the world. I mean, we've all agreed on this. I mean, it's, thousands have spoken. Joey Belladonna is, whether he's in I always forget the name of those little things, the little houses that they put over hot tubs. I always want to call it a Winnebago. It's not that, but whether he's playing in one of those at the county fair or if he's on stage with Dio Disciples or whatever, he's a joy. Miss Althea on Mike B. Family first. And that is all I will say. Yeah, he's talking about going to the concert or going to the thing with the children. and the child's, this is the last time in high school or whatever, and that, and it's like, they look out there, they want to see daddy's eyes. They want to see your eyes out there in the audience. Even if they say, don't come, man. Just fucking don't, just keep away. They want to look over and see daddy and mommy and daddy. They want to see you. And they want to say, my God, they do love me. That Ouija board that I play in the bedroom and that black demon that lives in the corner, he tells me my parents hate me, but they love me very deeply. Miss Althea on Family Feud topic, revisit. Ray Combs is the former host who passed. I won't use the S word. Yes, Ray Combs. You guys know what the S word is. There's your heart, Miss Althea. Very good. Did we give Mike one? Yeah, there we go. And we got Johnny B, the John Man, John B. Another week, another monumental episode of the Heavy Metal News and Discussions with Shane Diablo. Something I've started looking forward to and enjoying immensely. That's a great way to start your comments, by the way. First things first, Mike B. 20 years from now, you and your family will be together. He's going the other way. Celebrating something. Okay, let's see. I thought he was going one way. I don't think he is. 20 years you'll be with your family celebrating something. Christmas, Thanksgiving, etc. And your son will tell you how awesome it was that you came to his senior year marching band event. Thank you for refreshing my mind on that. Do you know who won't be there? Who won't be saying thank you for coming to my thing? KK Downing and the band members from Accept. Go to your son's event, dude. Go see KK and Accept another time if possible. I promise you won't regret it. Truer words have never been spoken. All right, is he reaching back into his memory banks? Here we go. Johnny B says, Christmas 1978. It was Christmas Eve. And my family was gathered to celebrate, as we like to do on Christmas Eve. I'll never forget this because my aunt and uncle got me the Kiss Peter Criss solo album, and I loved it. A lot of Peter Criss solo stuff going on here today. He was my favorite from the band and could do no wrong, in my opinion. My sister got Ace, and my two cousins got Paul and Gene. But I got the Cat Man, the best of the bunch, or so I thought at the time. I understand now that this album sold the least, and it is the least liked by fans, but 6-year-old me loved it. And I had Paul Stanley's. I remember being a kid and going, when that Tonight You Belong to Me comes on, but tonight you belong. I was like, my God, fucking Paul. But I understand your mindset. You're going, yeah. Who does everyone agree? Ace is the best? I'd probably go, I got close ties to Paul Stanley's because he belts the tunes out in there. He's got some good rockers on there. Anyways, back to our Johnny B here. I still listen, 6-year-old me loved it. I still listen to it here and there, but prefer Ace's album overall. Would love to drive to King of Prussia, a quick 10-hour trip for me, and meet the man himself. He's got something to mention about episode 135 of this fine podcast. In episode 135, you asked what our favorite concept albums are. I love the albums you mentioned, and King Diamond is the master of awesome concept albums. He produced them, no pun intended, flawlessly. However, my favorite concept album would have to be Iron Maiden's Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Solid album from start to finish, and not one bad track on it. A close runner-up would have to be Abigail from King Diamond. Such a great record. You know what? If you go, there's riffs on Abigail that you can hear. Completely the same damn riff played the same damn way on them. Such a great record, he says. Johnny B coming in with Dave Mustaine stuff. Absolutely agree with you. I listen to way more Megadeth albums than I do Metallica. In my opinion, they're just more entertaining. I won't say better musically or anything, but they're definitely more entertaining. And I heard, I don't know if we've read this or whatever, that they speeded up all of the songs on Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good because Dave wanted to be faster and, more metal, more faster than Metallica. But that wouldn't be too hard to do, would it? We've got a beeping red light. We go. Your battery, my God, he's a brain bender. You're branding my brains here. Your battery is probably getting extremely low at this point, so I'm going to wrap it up. He wrote this, and I did not see that when I looked up at the camera and saw that the thing is beeping. Are you like Bashar or something? By the time you read this, I have officially listened to all of your episodes. Great stuff. It's never too late to stop the hate. It's never too late to stop the hate. Until next week. Edit. Episode 55. The Blackie Lawless Lemmy story had me dying. At one point, you had Blackie icing down Lemmy's thighs and legs because it was so hot outside. I remember that now. Because he would wear those really high shorts. I had to stop what I was doing at work and pass out from laughter. How crazy is that? Battery going right now, and here he is. That's some twisted shit right there. That's some cray. Yes, yeah, we're gonna just go. Give me a tune, baby. Yeah, let's work this. Red battery, red light district, that's where we go at night. Red light district, go down there, have a good time.